Hola, Muthoni here. I know it's been too long since I posted a video. For that I apologize, but we can all agree that the feature wall behind me is the coolest feature wall I have ever done. Finito, period, point blank. You know what I mean. And it took a lot of work, efforts, and tries to get this together. So I decided to put together a video in case anyone would want to recreate it. Hence this introduction, because this was supposed to be part of the bedroom makeover part 2. That video would be too long if I include all the details of how I achieved this. So to make sure that you still manage to get the information in case you would want to make this happen for your space, I decided to do a point by point breakdown in this video. So I hope you appreciate that. And then now the next video, which will be up on Friday, will be our makeover video sans the feature wall, because we'll already know how to do this. So if you're up for it, let's do this. It's a bit windy. I want to cut this board into slats. Remember the other time we had slats on the, like, wood slats on the wall, and those ones were skinny. This time around we're doing something a bit wider, but we're also doing like a really cool pattern that's going to be not just like straight lines and stuff. So it's going to take a lot of math, which for someone who is not a big fan of math, I do a lot of it, and I should get paid or something. I don't know. Anyway, so I want to measure out the first two. So I'm thinking to make it easier, I draw the first one and then I'll do this side and that side. That way I cut this and then I cut that, and then you can cut this, cut that, and then yeah. So we are doing 6 inches. We want the slats to be 6 inches wide, and then we're going all the way down along the board. It's gonna be a lot, but we're gonna make it happen. Okay, I've broken my cabox now, so let's do that. Let me first measure my 6 across this side and that side, and then we move on from there. So now we can just use this to need the rest. We'll do not the side I cut, but the other side, the one that's on the edge. It's supposedly straight because it was done in a factory with machines and all. I'm gonna go get glasses because it's windy. It's very windy and I don't want this to get into my eye. Yeah. Now we're just going to align this and then draw out that line of ours. I'm not going to use this one to cut the next, but I'm going to still use the same one to cut all them bones. Now we're going to cut the boards into the slats that we'll be using on the wall. We're not using them as they are. We are going to cut them into angled pieces. This is where all the work and the math is going to be at. So I'm cutting them at 12 inches, which is a foot long, but I'm doing it like at a 45-degree angle, and I have to do 2 angles. I have to do long to short, and then the other side has to be short to long. So yeah, so we're gonna start with the first piece. Where the first piece I can't cut the long short part first. I have to start from the side, so I have to measure. Wish me luck. I hope I won't mess up and end up losing my wood. So I've cut all of this, including the side pieces. Yeah, so the side pieces are 3 inches wide, which is half of what we are working with. These ones are going to just be to frame everything and hold it together. I think I should start with here. That way when I cut, I just keep it moving. So the idea is for the board to look like this, like it's slanted. So this will cut like this, and then this. So I've told you this is the long edge, so this becomes the short edge, which means this is going to come down this way, which means when we cut here, the edge from here to here has to be the same length as from here to here. That probably makes 0 sense when I say it, but you'll see it when I cut it. Okay? Yeah, this one is, gosh, how do we do this without messing it up? Hey, so ignore the church people, if you can hear them, but I have decided I'm not going to stress myself out. I have looked, I've checked, and like these people, I don't think they understand English. Okay, I searched like alternative, an alternative to a split square, and then they are telling me benefits of a split square, 9 ways to use a split square. So I'm just like, yeah, but where are the alternatives? Then I also checked like how to make your own split square. I was like, okay, can we do a DIY version? And this person pulls out a miter saw. I'm like, if I had a miter saw, I would not need to find a split square, because I would just use the damn miter saw to make my cuts, you know? So anyway, I have decided that I'm gonna put that off. I'm gonna go get myself a split square tomorrow, and then we'll cut them bows tomorrow and put them up and then paint that tomorrow. Hello, it's 8 p.m. and we're going to continue with our thingy, our project. So remember, I told you we're going to do some wall slats, planks, whatever, something. We're doing some feature. On the feature wall, we're doing some texture using wood. And I told you the thing that I had a problem with was I did not have a split square. I discovered that my saw actually has a 45. They've even written, I pay attention to things. It's actually written 45 and this is written 90. So basically what this means is if I want to do, and I've used this to draw a straight line before, but I did not use it the way it's meant to be used. So let me show you. Ginger, I hope you're okay. So when it's like that, right? So this is a 90-degree angle, this is 45. So when it's like that and I draw a straight line here, that's a 90-degree angle. Perfect. So the same is true for the 45-degree. So if I want to cut off 45 degrees this way, right, I just place it there, make sure that the 45 is there. That means if I've measured here, when I do that, that's a straight 45-degree angle line. Same thing here, if I want to cut it this way, I just place the 45-degree angle. So say I want to cut from here, all I have to do is do that. That's a 45-degree angle. As in, let me tell you. So if I want to cut from there, I just make sure it's like aligned over here. 45. 45, like, it was not here at that time, but now it is. So if I want to cut my 45, that's it. I just do that. That's a 45-degree angle cut using this. And it's even written. It's written here, 45, 90. Did I ever look? No. So that thing I told you about long to short, short to long, I'm going to show you how that's going to work. I hate that I'm going to do this in here because there's no light outside. Okay? So this place is about to get very dusty, but when has dust ever stopped me from doing what I want to do? When? Is it about to start today? No. Start with the first one. So we want to do a 45-degree angle here. That way we're able to measure from here till here for the next one and from here till here for the next cut. Okay? That's what I meant. So when I do my 45, let me show you. So I want it here because I want to start like on the edge. So I'm just moving it. There we go. That's 45. I'm making sure that it's on the nini. So I'm just gonna push until it's, because I want it on that edge. So I have, this has to be straight and that has to be straight. So even if I cut it there, I don't want to waste my bows. So
I think that works. That's okay. Okay, so this is our first cut. So it would be here. If you don't want your thingy to jack when you get to the end, make sure you always raise your blade. If you have a circular saw, that way it works with the space that you are trying to cut. Because then when you don't do that, when it gets to the edge, it kind of kicks. Like you see like that recoil thing with guns, but now with a saw. So now I feel like this needs to move this way because I need more control. Yes, that way when I put my knee here, wish me luck, because this one goes well and we're good. Okay, I have to, like, the idea is to do different types of cuts, right? So this is the long end, that means this side has to be the short end. This is the short end, that means this side has to be the long end. That means, you see the way this one was cut this way, this one has to be cut the other way. So to facilitate that, I'm gonna flip the board and then I'm gonna measure from here. So I'm doing, my measurements are, I'm doing 1 foot. So my 1 foot ends here. Okay, so that's 1 foot. Then if I measure from here, of course it's going to be 1 foot is here. So do you see? So when I cut, this is going to go this way. So it's going to be short to long. And then this is going to be the short to long. Okay? I hope that made sense. But let me show you in action. So now, where's our new speed square? So remember this one, we had gone this way so that we'd cut this way. So now we're going to do it the other way, which is like that. So it's going to be from here, this way. So I can choose to, where are we? There. Sorry, I'm just gonna pull this and then just look for my mark, which is where my 45 whatever is, where it actually falls on the thingy. So don't drop. So there we go. I don't know, should I attempt to do it by hand this time round and see how that goes? Because this will probably, let's see. I'm so scared. No, let me just use this saw. This one was like exact. So that's what I meant. Long to short. This is the short end. Okay, long to short, and then long to short. So each side has a long and a short. And now we have to do like 50 more of this. No, like seriously, like 50 more. So got a long ways to go. Because we have to remember all the slots we had. We have to do all of that. Again, now that the thingy is flipped, that means we flip. So for every cut, I have to flip. So now I have to flip it that way so that the next, because this one, that means we already have our long on this side, our short on this side. Now we want our short on this side and our long on this other side. So it's gonna be, for after every cut, I have to flip the board. So I have finished cutting the wood. that's what we are looking like. I was not joking when I said like 50 more times, because what is this? What is this? So there's also this. I'm gonna vacuum, but first let's see what we can do with this. Also, let's see the time. Dang, it's 10. 5 minutes to 10. Okay. So I just finished sanding all my pieces. Now it's time for us to attach the pieces of wood to the wall. So I want to do two things before that can happen. One, I need to start hitting my glue gun, because I intend to use my glue gun with my glue sticks, because I think that one, that will dry a lot faster, and two, because the pieces of wood are not heavy, it should be able to sustain them and hold them on the wall. And then two, when it's time to remove, they're easy, because then you'll just yank them off. The other thing I want to do is I need to measure the center of the wall, because we'll be starting from the middle going out. So I have to measure the middle of the wall, and then after I do that, I have to mark that and draw a straight line from the top all the way to the bottom. So let's do that. Houston, we have a problem. My glue sticks are in the, what's that thing called? It has a name. The crate that's on site where we are working. I only have these two. So I'm like, crap. Ziggy! Ziggy! This fucking cat. You know what? We are going to get started with what we have, and then where it ends, the momentum will have been built, and it will be so much easier to come back and do this. Because now, what will I do? Give a pretty brown girl a space. You can keep your winner. I'ma make a better way. Hey, hey, better way. Oh. So now we are going to start with our first piece, and we want it to be on this line and be like that, almost like all the way to the roof and along our line. So let's see how we're going to do the glue thing, because I'm thinking if I just do like, I don't want to do too much with the glue, but I also don't know, I need to, so I'm laying it along that line and then pressing it down. Let's see, a bit of glue. Oh, wow, yay, that's solid. First piece on the wall, yay, and also took a couple of seconds. And then, so we're gonna leave, it's gonna be a piece of bow, some space, a piece of bow, some space. So now the reason we're doing this 45-degree angle thing is so that we are able, and the reason we're flipping them, so that we're able to have them like almost look like they are touching like that. Okay, so that's going to be our second piece. It's going to touch this one just a little bit, but still be on the line to give us that straight line edge thing we are going for. Okay, hey, that's looking good. So we'll keep the pattern going until we finish this line, and then we'll come back, and then the second line will pick up from here and pick up from over here. To be super generous with the glue. The good thing is that these bows are not heavy, so that's a good thing. Mom and Dad's only daughter, do I make you proud? Writing my life, looking nice. Lyrics to your eyes, sound, seeking approval constantly. So the reason I'm doing this is I'm looking for like the straightest edge between the two cuts. So now for the next row, I think we can even start at the base and go upwards if we want to. We are now basically filling in the holes.
So I would still want to do one row this side, then another row that side until I'm done. That way I have equal number of pieces on each side of the wall. Oh my gosh. Two rows done. Forward. Let me get more pieces. Oh my gosh. It looks so beautiful.
Your eyes tell me that you don't want to leave just yet. No, my eyes.
Hello. So it might look like it's the same night as last night, but it's not. I'm just wearing the same hoodie I was wearing yesterday when we were doing this. So what I've done is I have corrected my mistakes. I also tried my best to try and make sure that my edges are on a straight line. So I am going in with my spirit level, trying to create a straight line as much as I can. And then like even if it's moving kidogo, it's just like it would be very small gaps that I can easily fill in before I paint. I had cut off the 3-inch planks, whatever, that are going to now go all the way up, coming down. So I need to make sure that my edges are straight, so that when I attach that, I sort of have like a nice straight line. So it's going to look like it's a boxed in thingy. It's going to be like a framed pattern. Okay, so at the top it's going to be framed by the corners, whatever you want to call them. The base will be by the skirting or trim board, whatever you want to call it. All names apply. So yeah, I am still going. So basically what I'm doing now is I'm just using my spirit level, trying to make sure that the edges are clean and straight. And as much as I know, like, I don't know if you could tell in the previous video, because when I looked through here, I couldn't tell, apart from the one part where like the spacing was a bit off. But me looking at it, I could tell that, you know, that needed to be fixed. So instead of just fixing that one bit, there were two actually, one on this side and one on this side. I went back to the two that I started with, the ones in the middle, and then I've just been adding, using the spirit level. So I'm going to keep doing that, and then I'll see you guys when I am done with this portion, and it's now just adding the side, please. And it's not just adding the side pieces and the small piece. I keep calling them side pieces, but that's what they are. They are pieces on the side, so side pieces. And then this battery is dying, so let me rush. And then I'm also gonna fill up the tops and the bases.
Like when we first
So yeah.
met. Oh, I don't care, it's getting too late. I want you and I can't wait. Don't wanna spend a minute without you. I know you feel the same. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with your touch and make me wanna say, damn. And yeah, you know what's up. Ain't nothing I won't do for your body. So give me all you got right now. I know I'm yours, baby. So come give me love. You know you're mine, baby. So come give me love. I never felt nothing quite like this. I get a high every time we kiss. Can't get enough, baby. So come give me fake it. When I'm with you, my legs go weak. Yeah. Can you hear it? I think my heart just skipped a beat. Yeah. This feeling is getting so strong.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Look at my wall. Look at my wall. What? So, a couple of things. You remember when I mentioned the fact that I was unable to make straight cuts, like as straight as I would have wanted them to be? So I did end up having some pieces, well, a lot of pieces that were not necessarily aligned in terms of like the lengths and the angles, weren't like exact. But I love the way the wall looks. I just measured from the center, and that side, I actually think that this piece of wood is okay, let me just go there so that I can point at it and then you. So upon measuring, which side? This side is off by 1 centimeter. 1 centimeter, sorry. 1 inch. Okay? And when I was placing this particular board, this last one, it's only touching out. It's only touching one piece. There's space here, there's space there, there's space here which is like 1 inch, there's a bit of space here and at the base as well. So I'm thinking that maybe this piece is one that's like longer than it needs to be. So I'm tempted to kind of replace it and see if that's going to help. I'm able to reduce this piece. This should be able to come in, and then we'd be able to have 37 inches that way, 37 inches this way. And for me, the reason for that is symmetry. That's one. And also, I'm not going to feel weird about it.
There's something special about you. You're the one that I want. So come on, give me love. I'ma show you how to move with my body. Come hit me with your touch and make me wanna say